Hello, dear friends. So today came to this Ganga Forest Reserve in the morning hours. Came to Ganga Forest Reserve to do some birding and wildlife photography works. So after that, so now I'm returning home. So before that, so I thought to just explain some important characteristics of this NIKKOR 200-500 mm f 5.6 EEDVR super telephoto zoom lens. So this is now my wildlife combination. So this is my NIKKOR 200-500 lens, and so this is my Nikon D 7100 DSLR. So this is the combination 200-500 millimeters NIKKOR lens and Nikon D 7100 DSLR. So this is a very super camera, very attractive. Lot of functions are there. Nikon D 7100. So this is a 200-500 mm f. Now here in the lens barrel f 5.6 EEDVR super telephoto zoom lens. So I got some literature also in my hand. So when I am traveling, so I am getting some. I am reading some Nikon wildlife Nikon literature too. In addition to my wildlife field books and everything. So whenever I am traveling in the fields, I am always getting my this Nikon literature. It means Nikon guides, and those things are always in my bag. So this is my Nikon 200-500 millimeter super telephoto zoom lens. So there are one Indian photographer, one Shreyas Yadev. So he had written a very good review about this lens for this digital photography school. Field test: could the Nikon 200-500 millimeters f 5.6 be the most versatile wildlife lens? So this is a very good article. So this is a very good article regarding this 200-500 super telephoto zoom lens. So here the writer, this engineer Shreyas Yadev, so is with his great experiences, is writing some nice notes about this, nice review about this 200-500 super telephoto zoom lens. So this engineer Shreyas Yadev says, wildlife photography is exciting as well as challenging. Imagine you are photographing a tiger at a distance and suddenly the tiger attacks a deer. Alternatively, imagine you are in an African savanna where you are photographing a grazing herd of elephants at a distance, and right after that you see a beautiful eagle on the nearby tree. To photograph these type of objects, you need to have a wide range of zoom lenses. You may have experienced this while on a jungle safari. Changing a lens while in the field can be difficult. So that is the introduction paragraph now he is writing. So there, then the engineer Shreyas Yadev. So there's a photograph of his lens also, the same lens. So then writing, it looks like Nikon has considered the needs of wildlife photographers and produced a versatile fixed aperture telephoto lens at a quite reasonable price, the Nikon 200-500 millimeters f 5.6. the Nikon 200-500 f5.6 lens, the Nikon 200-500 f5.6 lens priced around US dollars 1400, weighs about 2300 grams. So then inside 81.02 OZ. The best part is the lens has a fixed minimum aperture of 5.6. In addition to a fixed aperture, there are 3 extra low dispersion glass elements, ED. So they have marked here ED, powerful vibration reduction. So the lens, they have VR, making this lens optically superb. And it also comes with a tripod collar. So there you get the, now you can't see, there's a tripod collar also. The lens is stable when mounted on a tripod. So the tripod is a must. So this very heavy lens. So always you can't carry on the hands. So then you have to use a lens is very important. The lens is stable when mounted on a tripod and comes with HB71. So there you get the HB71 lens hood. This lens also works great with both full frame FX and crop sensor DX. Now this is a Nikon D7100 is a DX crop sensor camera, DX Nikon cameras. The telephoto zoom range and beautiful optics make this lens perfect for birds, nature and wildlife photography. So it's a very nice introduction. So they further writing, I am not going to read all the things. This field review of the Nikon 200-500 f5.6 lens looks at how the lens performs from the perspective of a nature and wildlife photographer. It examines how this lens performs in the wild, as well as looking at the lens controls and ergonomics. This is important especially if the lens has to be used from dawn to dusk in the wilderness. So some important points. This lens is versatile for photographing wildlife mainly because of its, some important points are giving about this lens. Capability to photograph small and large objects. Second one, convenience to capture both nearest and farthest objects thanks to the zoom range. Excellent compatibility with full frame FX and crop sensor DX cameras, which means you can use the same lens on either of your camera bodies. Compatibility with the latest mirrorless cameras requires an FT-Z lens adapter. So that's another thing. Travel friendly size. So here that is the introduction. And about the focal length. The focal length of the lens is from 200 to 500. Being FX lens, effective focal length of FX bodies is 200 millimeters to 500. On DX bodies, the effective focal length is approximately 300 millimeters to 750 millimeters. So when you mount to a DX, now Nikon D7100 is a DX camera. So when you mount this 200 to 500 super telephoto zoom lens to a DX body, so then it reaches the focal length expands from 300 millimeters to 750 millimeters. So that is extraordinary. Some giving a bonus focal length. So then this aperture, the maximum aperture is 5.6 and the minimum aperture is f32. The Nikon 200-500 f5.6 is an E-type lens. There are different types, E-type, D-type, there are different types of lenses, E-type, D-type, G-type, like that. So this is a E-type lens. So this is a E-type lens, electromagnetic diaphragm mechanism. It provides better control on the aperture blade as compared to mechanical linkages. This feature is compatible with newer cameras. However, with old DSLR cameras, an aperture is fixed to 5.6. So that's some sort of an introduction giving. So there are some more notes there. So actually this is a very nice article. So just I want to talk to you about regarding why referring these notes in this book, controls and ergonomics. So this side in the lens barrel, there are some controls and ergonomics. So here they have written Nikon VR AFS NIKKOR 200-500mm f5.6 EED. So there are some controls here. There are some control switches. So first one, the Nikon 200-500mm f5.6 has 5 controls. 5 controls are there. So this is here MA. There's one MA and M. So here MA means while autofocusing, you can override it with manual focus if required. M here, there's a letter M, that is M is full manual focus. So the second switch comes, there you get full and there's another one, full and this side infinity 6M. So full, this full allows the lens to focus on the entire focusing range, right? So full, the entire focusing range. So the writer says, I use full all the time and have never missed the focus. So that is a writer's perspective. So this side there's another switch, that is infinity. 6M option limits the focusing range of the lens. The lens will focus from 6 meters to infinity. Any object which is closer than 6 meters won't be in focus. I recommend using the full option. So always the lens, this control should be in F full. So here you get the vibration reduction switch, VR on off. So vibration reduction, VR on off, set this on. I set it to on even when mounted on a tripod. So that is a writer's perspective. There's another one, here you get another switch down. So that is normal low sports. So set the VR type to normal. For wildlife and birds, normal mode works great. Normal mode works great while I am hand holding the lens and even in the safari jeep. So that writer Shreyas Yadev says that normal mode is very good for wildlife and everything. So other one is for sports activities. And there's another one, here you get another, there's another, you can see another one in this lens. So there's a, here you get the lock. Here you get the lock. There's a lock. So he describes about this lock also. There's a lock. There's a small yellow color. When you lock it, the yellow color, you can see the yellow color. So there he says lock at 200 millimeters. The lock 200 button locks the lens to 200 millimeters. Now this is locked, already locked. You cannot zoom the lens if it is locked. The lock switch is perfect for when you are traveling and your lens is packed. It avoids unintended zooming during travel. So these are some just I little bit notes I read. So this is the huge lens hood, HB71. So you can see this Nikon HB71. So Nikon HB71, this is a very big, huge lens hood, huge lens hood. So this is a great to avoid lens flare. To avoid lens flare, this is very important. So you have to carefully, you have to fix it. So you get the very carefully. You have to very carefully do that one lens hood. I already I'm using a filter also, high quality filters attached to the lens. So I want to fix this one now. Right, now already okay. Now fixed. This is HB71 lens hood. So this is a lens barrel. Here there are markings 200, 300, 400 and 500 like that. So just I'm keeping it in 200. So those are the things, and this is a very lovely lens, very lovely lens. So very important in the wilderness. So just I want to explain a few parts of the lens. So this article, referring the article. So my dear friends, we'll have another good day. Just I want to read some literature and to explain my lens. So just as to aware you about what this lens, and to create some awareness, to create some simple awareness of the 200 to 500 millimeters f5.6 EDVR super telephoto zoom lens. So these are inside the Amban Ganga forest reserve. So now close to afternoon hours, and I must go home also. You have to walk another 1.5 kilometers to the village house. So in between paddy fields. So I am going now inside the forest. Then you get the paddy field area. After that road, and from that road you have to go to the village house. So evening hours, these days a lot of wild elephants coming, and farmers are also there. Farmers, so they are in the evening hours. Farmers, they come and stay in their tree huts erected in these tall trees. So these days paddy fully grown, 80% they have gone. They are the paddy grown, and end of this August, first week of September. So they will be cutting this. They will yield the paddy cultivation. They will yield the paddy harvest. So my dear friends, we'll have a good day then. Take care. Stay connected, please. Stay connected. Bye bye.